message from the management. Eating or drinking while watching these videos is not advised. You do this at your own risk. And please don't come running to me when you snot coke all over your computer screen. Hi guys, welcome back to Exposed. And if I'm welcoming you back and you like it here, I'd love it if you stayed and subbed. Everybody's been asking for me to do the videos about Jason and his thing that I can't pronounce. I don't know why I can't say it. Every time I look at it, my head goes, no, doesn't compute. But she's still updating on that, and I kind of want to do it all together. So, while we're waiting for her to finish that, I am going to do 3 together of this. The doctor called and urged me to get a CAT scan. I'm not okay with this, and how do I handle this latest situation? I thought if I do those 3 together, and then I'll start doing Jason's story. Has she still got the link to the GoFundMe? That'll be interesting to see how much money they got. And if there's nothing wrong with him and he's just playing along like her, then the whole family's a family of fucking lying grifters, aren't they? What, on a low fibre diet now? I thought that was proof of medical costs. It's not, is it? It's just his new diet. Right, okay. So where's the first one? The doctor called and urged me to get a CAT scan.
It's a beautiful day here on Long Island. Okay, so that was quick. Just, I had to breathe in, hold my breath. I need air in that front right tire. Okay, so I got to go get that. I have Jason with me because his doctor.
I thought he went home. Didn't it say Jason went home?
His appointment is at 1:30 in almost the same location, so I don't know, maybe we'll go get some lunch, a bite too.
Well, where is he then? I can't see him.
Something liquid to eat for lunch, since me and him are both suffering from the same condition. Although his is a lot worse than mine. But anyway, I will let y'all know. I'll do a follow-up, let y'all know what this surgeon says about Jason's condition and see what his recommendation is. He's actually the one that repairs the fistula.
Oh, someone lost a Shih Tzu. Full breed Shih Tzu. Or are they selling them? And if they're selling them, you don't buy them off a fucking poster stuck on a lamppost somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Like Lardy did. Her purebred Shih Tzu. Okay, Jan.
With some type of device, some type of clamp on Jason's condition and see what his recommendation is. He's actually the one that repairs the fistula with some type of device, some type of clamp. The colorectal surgeon wanted Jason to have this second opinion to see if that surgery was possible instead of the surgery to remove a foot of his colon. So I will do a follow-up whenever we have more information. Hey everybody, so I'm home finally. It's about 7 o'clock. So I did get the results back from the CAT scan, and I do not have an abscess. I think it did show some diverticulosis, but it says that it didn't show even any diverticulitis. So hopefully.
So you don't have it then? If it doesn't.
Whatever it is that is still hurting me on my left side will go away soon. It is getting less and less, but by very minute amounts. So I'm hoping by tomorrow morning. I just took my medication again. So it's been 72 hours, I believe, since I started on the 2 antibiotics. So I'm just hopeful.
Why do you need 2 antibiotics? Surely 1 is enough for whatever it is you've got. And giving antibiotics for anything willy-nilly makes them pointless in the end, and the rest of us lose out.
That the pain will continue to lessen each and every day, and I'm glad that I went ahead and got the CAT scan, and I just want to thank all of you for giving me tips and advice, and the majority of you did want me to go get the CAT scan, and then I got the call today from the doctor from City Med encouraged me to get it, and it was...
Oh, for God's sake. Why are they all so fucking boring? Just get to the point. You had it, it was clear, you don't know what's going on. If something else pops up, you'll let us know. Good night.
Simple and easy. I don't know why I declined to get it in the first place. I think the first thought that was in my brain was that MRI that was so horrific and terrifying that I almost had a panic attack towards the end.
You're lying on a bed with something twirling around you. Put headphones in, close your eyes, pretend you're on a beach. I can't do that, but if you can, you could do that. And it's over before it starts. What is there to get fucking worked up over? You're 60 odd years old. Really, for fuck's sake, you should be able to take on anything.
But that's done and over with. So I had that done, and then I took Jason for the visit for the second opinion with the other surgeon, and he went through the steps that are involved in getting the clamp to just... It's a little clamp that just closes up the fistula, but it doesn't do anything as far as repairing or, getting rid more or less of the diverticular, getting rid of the diseased colon. So
that's how I'm going to call it, a diseased colon, because I can't say diverticulitis or whatever the fuck it is either.
We did appreciate his viewpoint and his advice. But at the end, I think that he was really leaning towards Jason getting the surgery. But he will...
Where is Jason? Where's he staying?
See the colorectal surgeon on Monday, and ultimately it will be up to the colorectal surgeon, the best road to take to...
I'm bored! Glenda, for fuck's sake! You'd put an aspirin to sleep. Just get on with it. And why is Jason with her, going to doctors with her? Are there not fucking doctors and hospitals where he lives?
To get Jason healthy again. So we're both exhausted. We've both had a very difficult day. And then I had to try to get home because Jill was still with a patient. She couldn't get home in time for the bus. Issa was staying after school for an activity, and the neighbor was going to be picking him up because she had to pick her daughter up also. But baby Ife was going to be getting off the bus by herself, and she can stay with the grandmother that lives with a grandma that lives across the street. The grandmother is Indian, and she doesn't speak English, and Ife really is not comfortable there. So I rushed home. I got home at about 3 minutes before the bus brought Ife home. So everybody's been taken care of. Everybody was fed lunch and after school snack. So we can all get a good night's rest, hopefully. And so that's it. I just wanted to let y'all know the results of the CAT scan. And y'all just keep on coming back. Good night.
Really? How old is Ife? Why can't she have a key and let herself in? Has no one heard of Generation X? We had to feed our fucking selves. Nobody gave a shit whether we got home or not, or ate. Right, where was the other one? I'm not okay with this.
I am not okay. So many of y'all have already watched the video that Jason did yesterday.
Oh, I haven't, so probably people know more about this than I do.
About what has been planned so far to initiate the surgery that he needs so that he can live. and I'm just not okay with it. I mean, this is just a nightmare. I don't understand why we don't have some type of security or help when it comes to medical, to our health. If we don't have good health and we can't get medical care and surgery when we need it, then we're going to die. One of my best friends from high school, her little brother died a few years ago. He was in his 40s. He got stomach cancer and didn't have medical insurance, and he couldn't get the treatment that he needed, and he died prematurely.
I have to say, that's one thing about America I really do not like. It's like the first thing they ask you at the ER is, have you got insurance? And if you haven't, they won't treat you. How? How can you go into that profession and turn people away when they need your help? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's so wrong. I mean, it's not always people that have chosen that way of life. That's their circumstances. It depends on who they're born to, what they're born into. Some people are born into fucking rich families and they have everything and they can afford stuff. But if you're poor, it's like, do I pay insurance or do I feed myself? Which comes first? And it's your life. You can't not have medical insurance. And then your medical insurance, if and but about what they're going to pay for and what they're not going to pay for. I hate living here. I really do. And there's a lot of things about the UK I don't agree with. But the one good thing we still have is the NHS. If you're sick, you go to a doctor or you go to the hospital or whatever. It's like, how much is it to have a baby in America? I mean, people here just have kids willy-nilly. They don't think about the cost of it because you don't have to pay it. Madness.
And this is so sad, and I'm afraid this is what's going to happen to my son. For a nation that is so advanced and technologically advanced and well off and has people who are billionaires 10 times over, and we can't get a surgery that we need when we need it, or a CAT scan or a colonoscopy. It's just crazy. Fortunately,
I do have to say though, you have those that have got insurance, you get yearly colonoscopies, don't you, after a certain age, and you get all these other different tests. We don't. And like people have said to me, oh, what are your results? What are your levels? What are this? What are that? Your doctors don't tell you that. They'll, oh, I'm taking bloods. What for? It doesn't matter. What were the results? They're okay. We get told nothing. We know nothing. We don't get anything extra. Like your head has to be hanging off before they'll send you for a CAT scan or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it's like if you've got insurance, you get those things. Maybe if they didn't give you those things yearly, and put that money aside for people that can't afford medical insurance to have things done when they're desperate and they need it. But who am I? I'm not American.
Fortunately, I've most always had some type of health insurance. There was a year that when John's alcoholism was in full force and he wasn't working, it just happened to be the year that I was pregnant with Jill. And when I went into labor, I waited until I was almost 10 centimeters to even go to the hospital because I knew I was going to be charged for the labor room. And I wanted to just go straight into the delivery room and give birth and not be charged for that. And that's what happened. But, I mean, all my life, and I'm sure many of y'all have gone through the very same thing. We're sick. We can't get the tests that we need. There are millions of elderly folks out there who are in the gap who are not able to work. Therefore, they don't have insurance with their employer. They make a little bit above the poverty level, so They don't qualify for state Medicaid. And they just have no insurance coverage. So
I'm sorry, if things were that bad, I wouldn't make over the poverty thing just in case something went wrong. You have to feel for her, but she's conned the system all her life, hasn't she? And now she's conning people on YouTube. So, but I do agree that the health thing, it's scary. If you haven't got coverage and you get sick, then what? I mean, I've been sick for a long time, but I've been ignored. I've just been left. If this was America, would they be doing extra tests on me because I had insurance? I was just handed a pamphlet in 2003. It's like, you've got fibro. Congratulations. Goodbye. And nothing's changed since then. Nobody's asked me how I'm doing, offered anything different. Like, people said, oh, what are you on? And it's like 2 tablets that I was given when I was first diagnosed. Oh, but haven't you tried this or that? Or don't you get this and that? And don't you go here? And my psychiatrist said, what psychiatrist? What are you on about? We don't see anyone. It was like, that's what you've got. Goodbye. So do you get better because you pay for it? And if you see, I thought if you were on the poverty line, you didn't get help. But she's just said you do get help. So does she get help and he doesn't because what? Why doesn't Jason get help? I don't understand. He's looked like a healthy man that was going about his life showing her around where he lived. Why has he not got cover? I'd have to go back and watch the beginning, obviously, wouldn't I? And get the whole story. But when she's talking there, you do kind of feel sorry for her. But half of you is thinking, well, it's you that got yourself into this mess. And it's not everybody else's job to bail you and your son out. Oh, hello. Have I got a visitor?
So that was our...
Yes, I have. Hang on a minute. Okay, I'm back. It was Jed with a coffee. Oh, very nice of him. Doobity-doobity-doo. There we go.
Our main hurdle, that's our main hurdle that we're having to deal with is Jason's Blue Cross Blue Shield has denied payments for his treatment here on the mainland. You know, he has to be in Puerto Rico. Well, he can't get, they're not as advanced medically on that little island as we are here in the States, and he's been tossed around and going back and...
Right, so he could get treated in Puerto Rico, but you're looking down your nose at their medical, and you brought him to America to get treatment that he can't get paid for because he hasn't got the right insurance, and so everybody watching you should dip into their own pocket to pay for your son to get medical treatment that he could have got in his own country where he was living. Make it make sense. Most people don't feel entitled enough to do shit like that, Glenda. They'd be sat where they were sat thinking, I wish I had better doctors, but hey ho, this is where I am. This is where I chose to live. This is how I'll have to deal with things. Not, oh, but if I go over to where my mum is, I'll get better treatment. Oh, I can't afford that. Oh, well, her subscribers will pay. That'll be fine. And I've never heard of that being really bad. Is it like Crohn's disease? Crohn's disease, I've heard umpteen times. I know people with Crohn's. I know how debilitating it is. I've never heard of Divicula, whatever Jason disease is. I need to look it up, don't I, really?
And forth to doctors and urologists and colorectal doctors, and just, they're just not doing anything for him. And he was getting just too sick to survive over there. And then he comes here and it feels like we're getting the same type of treatment here. So I'm just devastated. When I found out yesterday that his surgery there's not an operating room until the end of November. Yes, it's a small hospital, but it's supposed to be the top hospital in the United States.
Oh, so you couldn't just go to any old hospital. You had to go to the top hospital. Which is great if you can afford it, or you have the medical insurance to afford it. But you can't go tootling into the top hospital with empty pockets and expect everyone else to pay. Yes, your son is sick. That's very sad. Shit happens in life, and we have to deal with it. And your way of dealing with everything, from what I have seen, is coming onto your channel and crying and expecting everyone else to pick up the bill.
As far as the location here in Long Island and Nassau County, it was the original hospital that was built in 1892. They've never rebuilt it. It's still in the middle of town, and it's a very small hospital. They've added a few buildings around it, wherever they could, but it's in a very congested area of Mineola, New York. It's right by the train station, the Long Island Railroad Station, and there's just...
Why do we need to know this?
Hardly no room to expand, and they also have a medical school there in the same area. And then when the surgeon told him on Monday that the operating room isn't available until the end of November, gosh, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And then for him...
Really? You've not heard of waiting lists? You can be waiting years in the UK to get something. Do they not know who you are? Do they not know your son? Shouldn't they just drop everything and get him in now?
To say that he's not prescribing, he's not going to refill the Flagyl and the Augmentin. I told Jason that only means one thing. The bacteria is going to come back, and, it's going to get into his kidneys, and I fear that he will develop sepsis and die. There's no cure for sepsis. Once that bacteria gets into your blood, that's the end of it.
As sad as this story is, I don't believe she's crying. One, because she's got a hand over her eyes. And two, because if you were really, really worried that your son might die, you'd be streaming all the time talking. It wouldn't just be, I fear he's going to die. You'd have been crying already. Maybe I'm evil.
I'm so upset. As his mother, I'm supposed to protect him and keep him healthy. But I just can't. I don't even know where to turn or what to do.
Where are the tears?
So I talked to Jill this morning. I don't want to bother her, and the kids are out of school yesterday and today because it's Rosh Hashanah, and the public schools do, close for the Jewish holidays because there's a huge Jewish...
That always reminds me of Barbara Streisand and Robert Redford in The Way We Were. Happy Rosh Hashanah! And she gives him a little typewriter. That's the only way I knew what it was. Never heard of it before. I don't think I've ever... Do you know, until Lardas, who isn't really a proper one, I don't think I've ever met a Jewish person. I'm sure I must have worked with some at some point and it just never came up in conversation, but how weird would that be if Lardy was the only Jewish person I knew?
Population here, but I didn't want to
see, and that's another thing. I'm scared my son's going to die. Ooh, I didn't want to bother Jill because the kids are out of school. It's Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish holiday, blah, blah. Why are you telling us that? Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to bother Jill. You don't have to go into the story of why you didn't want to bother Jill, if this is truly about you being worried about your son, which I don't think it is.
The Jewish holidays, because there's a huge Jewish population here. But, I didn't want to talk to her about it, but I told her, I said, you've got to do something. Call the hospital, call people that you know there, ask for help. We need help.
Why is it Jill's job?
And I talked to Jason, and he said he's in so much pain this morning, and on the toilet and going through all of the cramping and the spasms. How can he endure this for 8 more weeks and then have the surgery if he even survives it? It just doesn't. I'm just so upset. I don't know what to do or where to turn. I feel like calling the president of the hospital. It's so hard to watch your child suffer, even when they're grown up, It's so hard to watch them suffer. And he's just done, being sick and him having to call these doctors and talk to all of these people at the front desk and the back desk trying to get an appointment here, an appointment there. It's just a lot. We just need help. Heavenly Father, we need divine intervention. Please help us.
Heavenly Father.
Y'all please pray with me. Oh, my dear, most gracious Heavenly Father.
Oh, no, sorry, no. Fuck off. Do I have to sit through her pretend praying? Really, do I? And the Oscar goes to...
I just pray for your mercy, dear God, this morning. Please help us.
Us? Aren't you supposed to be praying for Jason?
Please, dear God, just open up the avenues that we need open to take care of this situation with Jason. He's so sick, dear God. And he's so young. He's only 52. Oh, dear God, you've got to help us. I just pray.
I'm sorry, Glenda. If this is the truth, then I will eat my own tongue. This is a disgrace. The fact that you actually put this video out there. The fact that you recorded it in the first place is something, but the fact that you actually decided to put it up and publicly put it up, and it's been up since when? 6 days, and it's still sat there, and you haven't thought, hang on a minute. Let me see what the people are saying. Comments at some point, thank you. Our medical field is greedy, all they think of is money. Our medical system's in the tubes now. I say this as an old retired nurse. No compassion, no care for others unless you're wealthy. Puerto Rico is province of the United States of America. It belongs to the USA. That doesn't matter. You're right, nothing matters these days. It's sad. It took 4 months for my Medicaid to get approved for a CAT scan last year before I could even start chemo or radiation. It's very sad. I'm praying for you all. Oh, Miss Glenda, I'm standing in the gap for your son. What does that mean? First, Miss Glenda, take him straight to the ER. Don't worry about the finances. That is a later worry. If you have to take him every other day, then so be it. Next, and equally important, quit speaking death over Jason. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You start speaking life over your baby. You speak Psalms 118 verse 17 that Jason shall not die but live and declare the works of the Lord. Speak Isaiah 53:5 that but his stripes Jason is healed. All sickness is unto death is what John 11:4 says. In the matchless name of Jesus, the Son of the living God, I love you and will keep you lifted in prayer. I love how people do that. Can just quote the Bible. They must have read it 9 million times. It's like Dot Cotton on EastEnders years ago. She had a quote for everything. And it's like, I love that. I used to have a neighbour who, what was she? Anyway, that's all she ever did. When I went in, she was under 2 ton of blankets with a woolly hat on because she thought the UK was too cold. But always reading her Bible and could quote anything. And it's like, I'd love to be able to do that. It's too late for me to do it now because in one ear and out the other, I wouldn't remember anything. But I love how people can do that in just normal conversation and just pull out a quote out of nowhere. Thank you so much for your kindness and prayers. Stand strong, Mama. Jason isn't going to die. Stop putting that into the atmosphere. Exactly. Call your senator. Better yet, go into the office. Can he take his info to doctor in PR so the surgery could be covered? See, they're all believing it. But I agree with the ladies though. You don't say, I'm worried he's going to die. That's something in the back of your head that you keep trying to force to the back of your head, and so it stays there and you don't actually utter the words. You just pray for a good outcome. Why is it all blown up all of us? See, you're all sat there looking at me going, if you'd watched the other videos, you'd know. But I'm just curious to know why all of a sudden. How long has he lived in Puerto Rico and he hasn't had a problem until now? Isn't that... I need to do some research. Ignore me.
That you will just show us what to do next. And if there's anything that we can do, you know, as physically as that we can, who to call, what to do, where to go for help. Please just help us, dear God. Dear God, don't let this happen to me again.
Tell me that's not her first son's ashes that she sat there holding. Wow.
Oh, I love you, Jeremy. I know you're in heaven taking care of us. Please help us, Jeremy. Oh.
Wow. This woman. Is there no low that she can't stoop to? That's sick. I'm sorry, that is sick. Oh, I'm going to do a video about Jason. And I'm going to pretend that I get really upset in it. So, oh damn, I need to go and get the ashes off the windowsill or wherever it was I had them and have them on the little table beside me so they're in grabbing distance. Because I don't have them there any other time. just for this video. They happen to be sat there beside me. Wow. How does she sleep at night? Okay, last one. How do I handle the latest situation?
Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am at the Nassau County Health and Human Services. I'm going to get an application for Jason so that he can apply for emergency Medicaid. I assumed that that had been done already when he was in the hospital and saw the social worker about charity care, but apparently it has not been done. When he called to make an appointment for today for the CAT scan, remember I told you the other day that they said that it was going to be $1,206. Well, it took them several hours to get back to him, and finally they did call him back yesterday and told him that it was a mistake, that it's actually $1,900. So I've got to help him get something done. He's too sick to deal with all of this paperwork and government red tape. So let me see what I can get done for my son today. Okay, so I waited in line and they told me to come here to get the application and fill it out for him.
The other one that I'm looking for. Let me see.
Huh?
That's child support.
Somebody's got my same alarm on their thing. Is that her? How weird.
And she said, this is what it looks like. And it's in Spanish. I can't read it.
I think
so.
this is English. Yeah. It's different.
Okay, health insurance.
She had the right hump then, didn't she? It's in Spanish. I can't read it. There'll be a fucking English version.
This will be for Medicaid. Well, the picture's the same, so maybe that is the English one. Thank you. And they have one for energy assistance.
What's energy assistance? I could do with that.
That's for SNAP.
Very organised here, aren't they? You just go in and pick out the forms you need, and I suppose you can sit in the same place and fill them out and hand them in. Here, it's like if you need something, we'll send it to you. 6 months later, something scrolls along in the post at snail's pace. Like that stupid form I just had to fill out. Took them 4 weeks to get it here. Yeah, I'm supposed to jump every time they say boo and have everything done for them yesterday, but they can take their sweet time sending us stuff.
I'm looking for the energy assistance for me.
What is energy assistance? I want that.
I'm looking for the energy assistance for me. New example of certain benefits and services. I guess that's it. Let's see. Heat benefits, LDSS 3421. LDSS 3421.
Maybe if you put your phone in your fucking pocket and paid attention to what you were doing, and you'd listened to the woman tell you what form it was that you needed, and you just did that and told us afterwards what happened. But no, that wouldn't make a decent video, would it?
Medicaid savings. Oh, they don't.
If it was me, I'd just take one of everything and go and sit down and see what one I needed and then put the others back.
Have any heat. I wanted to apply for that help with my energy bills.
Oh, is that what it is? Wish we got that. Fucking, they went, our monthly bill doubled and then a bit. For no apparent reason whatsoever. They just decided that they were going to charge extra for the fuels. And we just had to suck it up and pay it. Now it's slowly getting back to normal, but it's still more expensive than it was before. It's madness.
That sucks. Okay, well, let me take these home and
Why don't you do it
start filling
there?
out this application.
Why not do it there? Get it done, hand it in. Bish bash bosh. You know they've got it. Get them to give you a receipt. I wouldn't move. I'd be sat down in there filling it out to get it done there and then. Now what?
Okay, so I got the application. The lady told me to fill it out and to drop it into a box, and then someone would call me. So I called Jason, you know, all excited about having the application. And he told me that BB just found out that there's a new gastroenterologist that is affiliated with the hospital that is in Aguadilla. Because the urologist, he was seeing a urologist for the bladder infection and then a gastroenterology for the diverticulitis. But they weren't, you know, they didn't have it connected to where, you know, there was no diagnosis of a fistula until he got here. So
isn't that good news? That there's a specialist in where he lives, so he can go home and be comfortable in his own bed. Where is he now? Where is he staying? Is he staying with Jill? If he's got a good doctor at home, let him go home and get it done there. And then you can stop whinging and whining. But then there'd be no reason for people to give you money, would there?
you know, I just felt like the gastroenterologist wasn't doing nothing to help him. So anyway, I got the application for the emergency Medicaid. I gotta turn the air on, y'all. I'm hot. I'm old course, not wanting to run. That's all I need for it to break down.
You're wishing it on yourself. But that'll be another video.
So anyway, I got in line and I got the application. Y'all saw me trying to find one that was in English. All of them were in Spanish.
She's such a fucking racist. All of them are in Spanish. If you were Spanish and they were all in English, you'd be fucking complaining. There's no fucking... Ugh. These people expect everything to be handed to them on a fucking silver platter and whinge if it isn't.
They didn't have any applications for the Long Island Heating Assistance Program. So anyway, I called Jason. I said, I'm here at DHHS and I'm going to apply for the emergency Medicaid for you. And he said that BB had just called him and told him that there was an announcement made that there's a new gastroenterologist affiliated with the hospital in Aguadilla. So now Jason has hope. He thinks that he's going to go back to Aguadilla and see this new gastroenterologist and that she's going to take care of everything. So when I was in line to set up, to start applying, I called him and he wouldn't give me a social security number.
Why have you got a face like a slapped fucking ass? Aren't you the one that was praying a couple of days ago Dear Lord, give us an answer. He's got an answer. He wants to go home and see the fucking gastro what's-her-name in Aguadilla or wherever it is. Oh, you can't run in like the fucking saviour on the silver horse. It's not, isn't it? It's in your silver thing on a corduroy horse or whatever the fuck. But what? See? Look at her. She's still not fucking happy. Here's an answer for her son. And she's like, huh.
I mean, what do you do when your child is an adult and they don't want to comply with what you're trying to do to help them to get well? You can't spank them or put them in timeout or anything like that.
Why would you want to? He's just said there's Why does he need to stay here and go up to them with his begging bowl and maybe not even get what he needs when he can go and see his own doctor where he lives?
Like you did with them when they were little.
So you spanked them, did you? Doesn't surprise me.
I can't really hold it against him, the way that he's feeling. He's just terribly overwhelmed, stressed, in pain, doesn't know what's up and what's down. Just watching this guy over here just picked up a cigarette butt and lit it. I wouldn't smoke a cigarette no matter how bad my nicotine.
Yeah, but you'd get on the internet and beg for other people to buy you cigarettes though, wouldn't you?
Craving was I wouldn't smoke somebody else's cigarette butt. But anyway, I was really surprised they weren't, all backed up, and it seemed pretty orderly in there, although they had several police officers in there keeping the peace. Usually when you go into a welfare office, there are people lined up, waiting for hours to see somebody. But I don't know what to do. I need y'all to help me decide what I should do. Should I,
What do you mean you don't know what you should do? Jason is going home to see the doctor in his hometown. End of story. You don't need to do anything.
beat him in the head and try to make him stay here and get everything done here, or just let him go back and try it? Yeah, I don't know how much longer he can go. He's out of antibiotics. He can't stay on these antibiotics forever. I'm sure his doctor will put him back on them.
Well, there you go then.
I just hate being in a position like this. Trying to make these life and death decisions and being limited by roadblocks of, not having medical insurance and all the things that go along with problems in life. And now with him being non-compliant with me.
Non-compliant.
Me and his sister are doing everything that we can to help. I don't want him to go home and die.
Oh, shut up, woman. No one's saying he's going to die if he goes home. There's more chance of him getting treated better if he goes there. He's not got the paperwork for here, has he? For there, wherever. There's no guarantee that it's going to work out there. He's got more chance if he goes home. Pardon me, in my opinion. Less people. Less red tape. He'll be entitled to whatever he's entitled to there. They've already said they're not going to give him the tablets anymore, so isn't that a step in the right direction to go home and get them? I'll give up with her.
I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. Everything that we can to help.
You think he's going to
I don't want
die?
him to go home and die. I'm afraid that's what's going to happen.
You're a cheery soul, aren't you?
Or he'll go home and get so sick to where he's not able to fly back. It's a 3.5-hour flight. He already has to get a seat in the back of the plane as close to the bathroom as possible. But I know I've got to get myself together. I can't continue like this, being upset and stressed and, not able to sleep and worry. And I think, I had made all of that food for him. I used money that Will sent me to for expenses to buy.
Well, you can eat it then, can't you? Or are you whinging that you used money that Will sent you on your son when you could have spent it all on yourself? Fuck's sake.
All of that food and make all of those soups and everything for him. And put gas in my car.
Me.
Oh. So I guess he got a flight back to Puerto Rico tonight. It leaves around 9. But
Good luck, Jason.
Sonny will be home from work, so Jill should be able to take him to the airport. But I wouldn't mind. I don't mind taking him. I do want.
Oh, I don't mind if I have to, if I'm the only one. If he gives me money towards the petrol. Whinge.
To see him again before he leaves, because now I just feel like I'm left holding the ball and not knowing which way it's gonna sling into health and wellness and surgery and hopefully health and wellness, or infection and sepsis
and die. Oh, what if my son died? Shut the fuck up about him dying. Wow. She's a great mother, her, isn't she? Oh my God, he wants to go home and die in his own bed. Then I can't carry on with the GoFundMe. What am I going to do?
death. We're at a pinnacle right now. I know this has all of y'all upset too, and I'm so sorry to burden y'all with my problems. Please forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
But you're my family. I have to turn to you in my desperation and in my time of need.
They're not your family. Your son and your daughter and your son-in-law and your 2 gorgeous grandchildren are your family. We don't need to know the ins and outs of what's happening in Jason's back passage. It's nothing to do with us. The least anyone would do, or the most rather that anyone would do, they'd say, sorry if I look a bit down, my son's poorly, if you pray, can you say a prayer for him? End of story. Don't need to know everything else.
It's 2:30. I need to go home and make me a sandwich. Probably lay down and rest a while.
Because I'm so penniless that I couldn't possibly buy a sandwich or pop in and have a coffee somewhere. Which is exactly what she's going to do, isn't it?
I'm going to see if I can find that old Uber card that I had. It's a card that they give you, so like if you have to pick up food from have to shop at 7-Eleven or shop at the store for a customer, you have a little credit card. But I just got rid of everything because it was costing me more money to make the deliveries than what I was making. But I need to make some money, so.
Oh, is that what she's saying? She's going to work for Uber. Imagine her coming to your door. I'm dying and I can only walk really slowly, but I'm bringing you your groceries. Be thankful.
I guess I could give it another shot. They would send me another card, but let me think about it. Okay, I
Yeah.
hope that y'all will give me a thumbs up, and I hope that you will just keep on coming back. Thank you guys. Bye.
Ugh. I just can't with this woman. I think she's worse than the other two put together, to be fair. But we got to the end, and if you got here with me, thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next one.